Hi, hello. Just checking if the live has started. Facebook says it's starting. So yeah, welcome to this live video from on this group Innovative Kids at Home. And the earlier live had a little network disconnection that happened, so I've reconnected and I'm back again here. So whoever is watching live here, just type out a hi in the comment section, and thank you for taking your time out and clicking and staying with me, clicking that play button and staying with me for this session. I'm Sujaya. I'm an intuitive parenting coach and a child's natural learning enthusiast. So, what is all this parenting about? How do we connect better to a child? How do we communicate better to a child, or how do we allow the child to communicate better with us, right? And then, what is this natural learning about? So, you see, overall, how you are parenting your child also determines how your child is naturally learning things or from his environment. So just checking the internet connection. I think all's good. If there is any disconnection that happens, just stay with me. I'm going to come back. Yeah. So anybody watching live, just type out a hi in the comment section below. And thanks for being with me. So yeah, what I'm saying is every child is a born genius, but whether the parent nurtures the genius that's present within the child, or the parent draws the child away from this genius that's actually present within the child, depends on what kind of parenting methodology, or what kind of or how the parent is actually parenting the child, what kind of environment the parent is providing to the child, right? So we just cannot separate learning child, the way the child learns, from the way we are being with the child, right? Everything is kind of interrelated or interconnected. So for this session, I would like to keep focus on 3 points. That's communication, connection, and obedience. So let's start from the third, the obedience part. So now, anybody watching me live, just type out a hi in the comment section. So let's talk about obedience now. Now, do you remember your teacher praising you in front of your parent that she is such an obedient child? So did you feel happy about it? Did you feel proud about it? Just type out yes in the comment section, in the comments box. If you remember the kind of feeling that went within you, that kind of happiness that you had when your teacher praised about you, that you are such an obedient child to your parent, if you felt happy about it, just type out yes in the comment section. And do you also remember how proud your parent felt when your parent received this compliment that your child is such an obedient child? She listens to everything that's told in the class, right? Do you remember how proud or how happy your parent felt at this moment when your teacher praised about you? Just type out yes in the comment section if you remember this. Let's keep this an interactive session. I don't see any comments coming up, so just keep commenting so that I know that I'm talking to people through this camera, right? Yeah. No. So all these are feelings, right? All these are feelings and emotions that kind of get triggered within the adult when the adult or even the child feels proud when the parent is complimented, saying, "Oh my God, your child is such an obedient child." And the parent is proud because the child was, her or his child was complimented as, "Oh my God, she's such an obedient child. She just doesn't make any noise. She just listens to whatever is being told. She just does whatever is being asked to do." Right? Now, are you waiting for your child to be so? Are you waiting for your child to do all that you ask the child to do? Do you want your child to listen to you? Just type out a yes in the comment section. If you resonate with whatever I am saying, all the 17 people watching live here and anybody who's watching the recorded video anytime later, just type out a yes in the comment section if you are actually waiting for that moment when maybe people tell you that she is such an obedient child, he is such an obedient child, or maybe you want to feel proud that, "Oh my God," or there are instances when your child actually does what you ask ask that, I mean, whatever is expected at that point of time, did you feel happy about it? Just type out what your feeling was at that point of time. Maybe you are proud, maybe you are peaceful, maybe you are calm, maybe you are happy, maybe you are excited, or maybe you are at peace with your child, right? So what is this all obedience about, right? And if your child didn't listen to you, maybe at the end of the day, maybe you are counting the number of times, or maybe you are just thinking out in your mind saying, oh my god, it's always me who's listening to the child. Maybe I'm damaging the child. My child is just not listening to me. Maybe my child will be spoiled, or some kind of negative thoughts, or I don't say negative thoughts, but some kind of fears that are kind of running in your mind. Do you resonate with that? Just type out fears in the comment section. If you resonate with such thoughts running in your mind, just type out fears in the comment section. If you have this kind of fears like, oh my god, it's only me who's listening to the child. I think my child is being spoiled by the number of times that I am having to listen to my child. When will I ever get my child to listen to me? Right? So do you have such kind of thoughts? Just type out fear in the comment section. Now, at the end of the day, when you are just kind of counting, so there is a transaction that's happening. So you are just counting, or maybe you are just telling it out to your child that it's always me who's listening to you, but you are never listening to me, or I listen to you more than you listen to me, or some kind of transaction that happens. Do you think there is a true connection that lies behind or below this transaction that happens? So whenever there is a kind of count that happens, no, it is me who's listening to you always. No, you never listen to me. Then the child says, no, I listened to you when you told that. Maybe a 7-year-old or 8-year-old will have that ability to talk out, to reply back to you, right? And then it's termed as back talking, it's termed as back answering or something like that. But the child will definitely develop the ability to answer your whatever the complaint was. So yeah, let me get back. When you are kind of in a conflict that it's always me who's listening to you, you are never listening to me, or then the child says, no, I listen to you so many times, you don't understand my problem, you don't understand not a problem, maybe you don't understand my situation, it's you who has to actually listen to me, or something. I want to do this and I want to do this, I want to do this, right? When there is such kind of conflict that is happening, there is the kind of listening, the kind of thing that the child actually wanted to do has transformed into a conflict, into a battle between egos. There are only two egos that are in battle. There is no understanding there. There is no connection there. There is no communication there, right? So, obedience is just a label that is given to this action of obeying certain people without asking any questions. Just doing what is asked. Just doing what is asked. If you have understood what is obedience, just type out obedience in the comment section, right? Just type out obedience in the comment section if you have understood what obedience is. Now, if you are just doing what your adult is, what you are asked by another adult, or if your child is just doing what another adult is asking the child to do, then do you think there is any power of thinking, any thinking ability that is being developed within you or the child? Within the person who is always obeying, do you think there is any kind of ability to think on one's own? Is it developed within that person? And the person is always a people-pleasing person, is always a yes person, just to avoid conflicts. Do you think there is any thinking ability that is being developed within that person? Just type out whatever you think. Yes, no, yes or yes actually. Right? So type it out in the comment section. And then, so what is all this about obedience? Why is there even a term? Why do we even expect children to be obedient when we actually want children to think on their own and decide their course of action? We don't want children to just be a nodding person. We don't want a child to just be a yes person. We don't want a child to become a people-pleasing person, to just keep on saying yes to everybody just to avoid conflicts, just to be called as a good girl, just to be called as a good boy, just to stay in the good books of other people, right? What is his definition of good? What is a child's definition of bad? What is a child's definition of obeying? What is a child's definition of thinking? What is a child's definition of deciding? What is a child's definition of doing? right? There is a whole lot of thinking that actually goes into in the child's brain even before the child gets started to do a certain thing. So when we are actually stopping the child from thinking whatever the child's mind actually wants to think, we are kind of hindering the thinking ability of a child, right? So how do we get the child to do what is expected to do is a whole question, right? That is where the next parameter, that's communication, and the next parameter, that connection, comes into place. Now let's move on to communication. So let's just type obedience in the comment section if you have got a gist about obedience. Not everything about obedience, definitely not everything. It's a deep concept that you need to understand. So if you have understood, if you have got little about obedience, just type out O in the comment section, or obedience in the comment section. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching me here. And then the next thing that we're going to move on is communication. Now, what is communication? So again, let's start off with an example of an adult. Say you have entered a new family, maybe after marriage, or maybe in your career, maybe you have just taken a shared flat with maybe your roommates or friends or anybody around. Basically, you have ventured into a new environment, right? So you have lot of stuff that's there within you. You want to tell it out, you want to share it with people, you want to communicate with people, you want to share your feelings, share your emotions, put it out, put all your thoughts out to people around. Do you just randomly do to everybody and everybody out there, whoever is around you? Or do you assess the situation? Do you understand, okay, I am with my in-laws now, or I am in this new house now, or I am with my new roommates now, I am with my new friends now. How are they how are they receptive? How much are they receptive to what I want to communicate, right? How do they receive my emotions? How do they receive my feelings? Say there are 5 or 6 different topics that you want to communicate with them. Maybe they are okay with, say, 1 or 2 topics that they kind of resonate with whatever I say, but not the other 3. I think they're very strict according to them. Okay, let them be whatever they wish to be, but I do not want to communicate regarding those 3 or 4 topics, which will maybe maybe create another conflict between people, or maybe it's okay for me to just stay here and get on with my responsibilities and not just keep on communicating, not just keep on sharing my feelings and emotions and thoughts with everybody out there. Do you assess? Do you do this kind of thinking and only then communicate? The same thing happens with a child, but the relation that exists between a child and mother, or the child and parent, the child and father, is a beautiful, divine relationship. So the child actually doesn't assess so much even before he communicates, but this kind of assessment starts when the child understands that the parent is actually not receptive to my emotions. This parent is actually not receptive to my feelings. My father is actually not receptive to my thoughts, right? Let me tell you, how did that happen? Was it done intentionally? Are you intentionally stopping yourself from being receptive to your child? No, right? Just type out no in the comment section if you've understood this concept. We are not intentionally we don't intentionally stop the child from communicating with us, but it happens. It's happening with every child and parent duo. Let me explain. Now, starting with infants, toddlers, preschoolers, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, tweens, teens, whatever the age is, your child has always tried to communicate without judging, without assessing. Your child has always tried to communicate. So when the child was an infant, the communication happens in terms of crying. But what do we say? Good girls don't cry. Good boys don't cry. What do you want? Oh my God, this child is crying so much. This is just a crybaby. Do you want to be a crybaby? Do you want people to call you a crybaby? That is how we are. That is how much we are receptive to their communication that's happening through crying. The toddler, moving on to toddler, 1.5-year, 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old. How does he communicate? How does she communicate? Tantrums, kicking, hitting, rolling on the floor, meltdowns, maybe rolling on the floor even in the supermarket, right? But the child is communicating something. Still, again, even then, the parent is only focusing on what the child is creating. Maybe the mess that the child has created, maybe the noise that the child has created, maybe the kind of disturbance that the child has created, the tantrum has created. Actually, not the child, but that kind of tantrum or the meltdown that is being created. But behind the tantrum, behind the meltdown, your child had a need to communicate his emotions through this meltdown, through this tantrum, through this kicking, through this rolling on the floor, right? Now, when we are asking the child to stop doing whatever you're doing, just stop crying, just stop rolling on the floor. You're such a bad girl if you do that. You don't want to be a bad girl. Do you want to be a bad girl? You shouldn't roll on the floor if you don't want to be a bad girl. You shouldn't cry if you don't want to be a bad boy. And there are, I can't tell you, but there are umpteen tags that are applied on the children. There are umpteen circumstances where your child is actually trying to communicate, but the parent is shutting off the stage for your child and actually conveying to the child that no, don't cry, your feeling is not important to me, just stop crying, I don't want mess here. No, don't roll on the floor, your emotion why you are rolling on the floor is not important to me, just stop doing that, right? No, don't just finish off the meal. Don't cry to finish the meal in this social gathering, in this function. Everybody is looking at you. Why you don't want to finish the meal are not important, but you have to finish this meal. Or why you don't want to wear this dress, I don't know, but you have to wear this dress for everybody to praise you, right? Or maybe you have to behave in a certain manner so that everybody will praise you, right? That is important to me. So that is how, again, this whole concept of communication is being twisted and turned while presenting to the child, where the stage that the parent is thinking that the parent has set an open stage for the child to come and communicate his feelings and emotions. But when we are asking the child to stop doing whatever the child is doing, the child understands it as, oh, I have to stop communicating. Oh, I was actually feeling sad and that is why I'm crying. And now my parent is telling me to not share why I'm feeling sad or even that I'm feeling sad. Oh, I should not share my feelings. I should not share my emotions. The same notion of not sharing keeps continuing to 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old and teenagers. And that is when they create a secret zone around them and they don't want to share anything beyond the secret zone, and they do not allow parents to enter into this secret zone. Do you agree with me? Just type out agree in the comment section if you agree with this. That teenagers create a secret zone around them and very rarely allow parents to enter into the secret zone because they know everything about parents. They know how the mother reacts, they know how the father reacts, they know if they are okay. They know it if they want to actually share that feeling. They know it if they do not want to share that emotion, and they just keep numb in front of mother and father, in front of the parent, right? If you resonate with this, just type out resonate in the comment section. Thank you for that. Now, let's come to the third concept, that's connection, right? Just type out communication if a little bit about communication is being cleared in your mind, Just type out communication in the comment section. Now, thank you for that. Let's move on to the third concept, that's the third parameter, third aspect, that's connection. Now, when you want to do this connection, so again, all this boils down to, okay, so how do I actually connect to my child? If I have to understand what my child is communicating, how do I connect to my child, right? How do I connect to my child? If I actually have to make my child do what I want him to do, how do I connect with my child? If I actually want the child to come back from the play area when I call him, when I ask him to, how do I connect with my child? When I want my 5-year-old to do his homework, how do I connect with my child? When I want my 6-year-old to finish his, some assignment, some project work, how do I connect with my child, right? So if you want to connect with your child, connection happens, for a genuine connection to take place, again, there are 2 layers for a genuine connection to happen, to take place. The first one is let's take a radio for example. So there is a radio device, and you want to connect to a station, say 101.9. I'm not very good with numbers, but the station numbers. So maybe you want to connect to say 99 FM. So you will connect to 99 FM through the radio only when you turn the knob of that radio, so that your radio or your device will connect to the frequency of that 99 FM station, right? It's the frequency that matters. So everything in this universe, everything in this world, everything in this in this universe is energy, is frequency, is vibration. It boils down to frequency. Energy boils down to vibration or frequency, right? So your child is operating at a certain frequency. If you have to connect to your child, you have to tune your frequency to your child's frequency. You cannot stand at a dictatorship frequency and kind of talk something to your child and then end up saying, I told my child that, but my child didn't listen to me, right? The connection did not happen. The frequency match did not happen. It's like turning the knob to certain random number and then saying, I turned the knob, but it didn't connect to the 99 FM station. So it's not my fault, right? Do you think so? Is that true? Just type out true in the comment section if you think so. Just type out false in the comment section if it's false to you, right? Yeah. So if you have to connect to your child, you have to tune in to your child's frequency. That's the first step. Now, get back to the example of the radio. You are trying to tune the knob, but it's not actually catching 99 FM station ka frequency. So what is the second layer? In connection, I told you there are two layers. First layer and second layer. First layer is frequency. What is the second layer? For the second layer, your device should, the hardware or the device, in general the device, should actually have the ability to tune to a certain frequency, right? If your device itself does not have that ability or does not have that knob, maybe some fault in the device, maybe the knob is not turning, maybe the knob is turning but that internal wiring ka kuch defect hai. So how do you, if there is you don't know what the defect is, but there is a certain say an external defect for the device, maybe a hardware defect, maybe a device defect, or maybe a connection defect internally somewhere, some wiring fault or something like that, some loose strings or something like that. So in that instance, you are trying to tune in to that 99 FM station, but you are actually not able to connect, or the knob is actually pointing to the 99 FM, but the song is not playing. The connection has not happened, right? So in order for your device, for your radio device to connect to that 99 FM frequency, first thing is you have to tune to the 99 FM frequency. And even after tuning to the 99 FM frequency, if you're still not able to catch that signal, that means there is certain correction that needs to happen within the device, right? Some wiring or some kind of some other kind of fault. The same way, if you actually have an intention to connect to your child, but still you are not able to catch that right frequency, or maybe you are thinking, yes, I am in my child's frequency, but still I don't understand what I can do for my child to understand me, right? If you think so, the next step is what is the foundation, or what is your core that's inside of you with which you are tuning to your child's frequency. So what is your core made of? Your core is made of certain beliefs, certain values, certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain emotions, all the internal stuff that happens, all the internal subconscious parameters that happened within you. Even if you don't know that, you actually don't know what kind of false programming that has happened to your subconscious, but some kind of false programming happens. It's very common for everybody to go through false programming starting from one's own childhood. So right now when you are adult, you are not even aware of how much of false programming is actually happened within you, in your subconscious. So with so much of false self within us, or the false programming that has happened within us, we are actually not operating based on our true self. When we are not operating based on our true self, even though you have a good intention, even though you have a true intention to tune into your child's frequency, it is not happening. That's because you have to there is another layer that's there beneath you, that's a false self, that's actually stopping you from connecting to your child. You have to keep removing those layers, those false beliefs, those limiting thoughts, those all the false programming that has happened to you since your childhood through all your past experiences, childhood experiences and past experiences. This is a very, very deep topic that I decode in many of my sessions. So that is about connection. So just to summarize, there are two layers to connect to a child. That's the frequency. One thing, you have to tune into your child's frequency. And the second thing is, you have to tune into your child's frequency with the foundation of with the base of your true self. Your core should be your true self, not the false self. If your core is false self and you still think that I want to connect to my child but I'm not able to do it, simply not able to do it. All these parenting fundas work for everybody out there, every child out there, but not to my child. And that's not a true attempt that you make. We have to become our true self. We have to come back to our true self. We have to remove all these layers of false beliefs and limiting thoughts and negativity that is actually camouflaged over us, that's actually stopping us to be that true and genuine parent that your child has chosen you as, right? Your children choose us. A child chooses his time of birth, his place of birth, the mother, the father, and every other relation that the child makes in this lifetime. So if you have to be that, so your child has chosen you, right? Because your child knows who you are. Your child knows how you operate. Your child knows the genuinity that is present within you. You don't know that. So you need to be that genuine parent that your child has chosen you as. Only then can we do justice to this relation. Only then can we do justice to the choice that the child has made to come to you, to come to us, right? So ending the session with lots of gratitude to all the viewers who are watching this video, be it live or recorded. Thank you again for watching us, and grateful to the child who has chosen us as a parent. So just type out, thank you my daughter, thank you my son in the comment section, because that's a gift that the child has given to you. And for you to do justice to your child, for you to do justice to this gift that the child has given to you, you have to be that genuine parent. So whoever is watching this video, there is a link in the comment section below to get your free guide for soulful parenting. How do you actually, as I told you, how do you actually remove all these layers of negativity and follow certain principles of parenting that will also uncover the genius that originally your child is. So there is a short PDF guide that is attached, that you can download for free using the link that I'm going to give you in the comment section. So thank you once again for watching this session, and take care. Bye-bye. And don't forget, thank you my daughters. Thank you. Bye.